Force yourself to level up. Have you ever felt like you're meant for more, but something keeps holding you back? Like you're stuck in a loop of routines, excuses, and comfort zones that stop you from unlocking your full potential. This video is your wake-up call. Today, we're diving deep into the truth about growth, why it doesn't happen naturally, and how you have to force yourself to level up if you want to live a life of meaning, success, and impact. This isn't just about working harder. It's about building systems, mastering your mindset, and stepping into the person you were truly meant to become. Okay? So if you're tired of settling, you're ready to rise, this message is for you. Understanding failure and success. Many individuals struggle not because they aim too high and fall short. Instead, they often fail due to aiming too low and succeeding, or worse. They don't set any goals at all. They merely go through life drifting from day to day, year to year, till they find themselves questioning where their time went. Success is not merely a goal to chase. It is something that you pull towards yourself by evolving as an individual. Achieving this transformation necessitates ongoing growth and consistent improvement. The marketplace rewards value, which means you must strive to be more valuable tomorrow than you are today. A case in point: in a conversation with a young individual seeking financial achievement, I posed a critical question. What are you doing to increase your value to the marketplace? He looked confused. His routine included 7 years in the same job, performing the same tasks, and cultivating the same skills, or rather lacking in skill development altogether. It was no surprise that his income remained stagnant. It is vital to grasp this essential idea. Your income might increase by coincidence, but it will primarily grow through deliberate choices. Growth occurs when you challenge yourself to acquire new skills and enhance your capabilities, pushing beyond where you were yesterday. This is when transformative change happens. Embracing discomfort for growth, it may surprise some to realize that leveling up doesn't mean simply intensifying your current efforts. That approach yields more of the same results. Genuine improvement involves stepping into uncharted territory, venturing outside your comfort zone. Even if it feels daunting, consider someone who has a deep fear of public speaking. Acknowledging this fear as a hindrance to career advancement, he decided to join a public speaking group. Initially, he struggled to speak in front of others with trembling hands and a shaky voice, yet he persisted. Through repeated practice, he gradually gained confidence and now addresses large audiences effortlessly. His development stemmed not from the passage of time, but from a commitment to personal growth. The path to mastery, it is critical to understand that growth is not a given. Merely experiencing time does not ensure advancement. Some individuals have what appears to be 2 decades of experience, but in reality, they have repeated the same year 20 times, leading to stagnation. To elevate yourself, a willingness to embrace starting anew repeatedly is necessary. This involves accepting the discomfort of lacking expertise, making errors, and accepting that mastery in one area brings comfort, while venturing into new domains requires bravery. The importance of commitment here's a vital takeaway. Life does not react to what you wish for, it responds to what you are committed to. Life requires a dedication to personal enhancement if you desire a better existence and presentations. I often inquire how many people wish to double their income within 3 to 5 years. Almost every hand goes up. Then, I ask who has a concrete plan to double their value to the marketplace in that time frame. Suddenly fewer hands are raised, highlighting a disconnect that keeps individuals stuck in place, making the decision to grow forcing yourself to elevate isn't an intricate process, though it can be challenging. It begins with a decisive commitment, not just a fleeting desire. You must resolve from this moment onward to accept nothing less than your true potential. Following this decision, continuous education becomes essential. Consistent learning plays a crucial role, in engagement with literature and seminars is invaluable. The knowledge you ignore will not contribute to your life, and skills neglected will not enhance your market appeal. A successful leader I spoke with reads a book every week. When I asked about his motivation, he shared an insightful perspective. The person he becomes in 5 years relies heavily on the connections he forges and the books he engages with. Navigating resistance. It's essential to recognize that the journey of leveling up will face resistance both internal and external. Self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs can create barriers, as can the skepticism of others and the allure of familiar routines. This resistance is a normal aspect of the growth journey and often signals that you're heading in the right direction. Consider the process of physical training. Growth doesn't occur when you are comfortable. It happens when you push your muscles beyond their current limits. Similarly, every aspect of life undergoes growth through challenge. The power of consistent growth. A common misperception is that individuals often overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year while underestimating their potential over 5 years. This misunderstanding arises from a lack of awareness about the power of steady, compounded growth. Improving by just 1% each day may seem trivial, but over a year, this small gain accumulates to an astonishing 37 times your original capability. Not merely 365% better. This exemplifies the magic of compound growth. Minor, consistent improvements yield significant accomplishments over time. The role of discipline in growth. Discipline is a crucial component in this process. Many people mistakenly believe that leveling up requires dramatic, immediate changes. In reality, it is about establishing consistent disciplines that you commit to. Even on days when motivation is lacking, 2 types of pain accompany life choices: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline feels manageable while regret carries a heavier burden. I choose to endure the temporary discomfort of self-imposed challenges rather than the overwhelming weight of unfulfilled potential. The disciplines necessary for growth are straightforward. Read valuable literature. Participate in educational seminars. Seek out mentors. Set goals. Track your progress. Manage your time wisely. Prioritize your health and cultivate meaningful relationships. Engaging consistently in these practices will lead to substantial growth over time. The discipline of growth. These disciplines are straightforward, yet they aren't easy to implement. They demand that you push yourself to do what others may shy away from, allowing you to achieve what most will never attain. Many people inquire about the secret to motivation. The reality is that motivation is not something you stumble upon. It is something you cultivate through action. Rather than waiting for inspiration, you must start moving, and motivation will follow your lead. Once you take that first step, your feelings will align with your actions. Reflecting on my own journey, my initial foray into public speaking was not marked by innate talent or charisma. I was neither polished nor confident. Nevertheless, I compelled myself to show up, learn, and refine my message over time. I didn't wait until I felt assured to begin. I took action, and confidence developed as a result. This principle holds true universally. Embracing failure as growth. An essential part of pushing yourself to improve involves the readiness to face failure. It's important not only to accept failures when they happen, but to actively seek opportunities where failure is a possibility, even a likelihood, because that is where growth truly manifests. Unfortunately, many individuals are so afraid of failing that they do not pursue greatness. They remain in the safe confines of the shallow waters of life where risks are minimal. However, the true rewards of life, the profound fulfillment, significant accomplishments, and lasting impacts, lie in deeper waters, where one must navigate beyond the safety of shallow depths. I've experienced countless failures, including business ventures that did not take off, unengaging speeches, and investments that floundered. Nevertheless, each setback imparted crucial lessons. Within every failure lie the seeds of recovery and even greater success, provided that one possesses the wisdom to seek out those lessons. Transformative identity. When you push for growth, it is vital to develop this wisdom, the ability to extract valuable lessons from every experience, particularly the difficult ones. Success without a thorough understanding of how it was achieved is fleeting. Lessons learned through struggle become an integral part of your identity, effectively altering not only your actions but also who you are. Let's examine the notion of identity transformation, which may be the most powerful method for leveling up. Many individuals try to improve their results without modifying how they perceive themselves, leading to limited success. If you view yourself as earning $50,000, you will find a way to maintain that level even if you temporarily earn more. Additionally, if you see yourself as perpetually a few pounds overweight, it's likely you will revert to that state even after losing weight. To achieve sustainable growth, you must adjust your self-perception. You need to start identifying with the person you aspire to become, not just the individual you have been. This approach is not about pretending. It's about acknowledging that you are in a continuous state of transition and consciously deciding who you want to be. Shifting perspectives for success. I once knew a woman who yearned to become a successful entrepreneur. Despite possessing the skills and ideas needed for success, she still identified as an employee. Her language, thought processes, and decision-making all aligned with that employee identity, which hampered her business. It wasn't until she began thinking, speaking, and acting like a business owner that she experienced a turnaround. When your sense of identity shifts, your behavior naturally aligns with that new perspective. If you view yourself as a fit individual, maintaining healthy habits becomes second nature. Similarly, if you identify as a top performer, developing your skills is simply part of the routine. Evaluating your environment. Another critical factor in your journey to level up is your environment, the people you associate with, the media you consume, and the physical spaces you inhabit. These factors shape you in profound ways. Many often say you are the average of the 5 individuals you spend the most time with. Their habits, attitudes, and expectations can rub off on you. To elevate your standing, it's essential to scrutinize your environment. Are the individuals around you lifting you up or holding you back? Does your surroundings make personal growth easier or more difficult? Often one of the toughest aspects of leveling up involves letting go of relationships or situations that once aided your development but have now become limiting. This doesn't mean cutting ties with old friends or family. Rather, it's about intentionally seeking relationships with individuals who inspire you to grow and who encourage higher standards, rather than reinforce limitations. I recall a discussion with a young entrepreneur who struggled to get his business off the ground. When I inquired about his routine, he revealed that he often spent his evenings gaming with friends who had no entrepreneurial aspirations. Well, there's nothing wrong with leisure activities. If you are striving to build a business, surrounding yourself with those focused on different priorities makes progress inherently challenging. Altering your environment can propel you forward, aligning you with like-minded individuals. Setting higher standards. Let's delve into the importance of standards, as this is where the act of pushing yourself to improve materializes. Your standards dictate your outcomes. If you settle for mediocrity, you will achieve mediocre results. Conversely, if you demand excellence from yourself, that becomes your baseline. Take, for example, 2 sales representatives in the same organization selling an identical product with the same training and within the same territory. One consistently outsells the other by a factor of 3. The difference lies in their standards. The top performer decided that anything fewer than 5 sales a day was unacceptable, while the average performer was content with 2. The varying standards led to drastically different results. Raising your standards shifts what is achievable. Challenges that once seemed formidable can become your new normal, establishing a new foundation for your performance instead of merely a ceiling. This is the core principle behind sustainable growth, continually elevating your baseline, energy, and personal management. Forcing yourself to elevate requires energy, physical, mental, and emotional. It is essential to recognize that you cannot offer what you lack. Hence, effective personal management and self-care are foundational for long-term success. I frequently observe individuals attempting to advance in their careers while neglecting their health, relationships, and spiritual wellness. They often believe this is a wise compromise, but in reality, they are undermining the very base required for enduring success. Optimal performance is unattainable when one is fatigued, stressed, and disconnected from meaningful experiences. True achievement encompasses more than just excelling in one realm. It is about fostering a balanced, fulfilling life that integrates all aspects of well-being requires special motivation or a burst of enthusiasm. Intentional. Focus on all dimensions of life. Forcing yourself to level up in various areas of your life does not necessarily imply equal time for everything. Rather, it entails being intentional about all the dimensions that contribute to a fulfilling life. There will be times when certain aspects, such as career or personal relationships, require more of your focus. You must force yourself to elevate how you manage your energy, time, and focus. These fundamental abilities are crucial to unlocking potential in every other area of your life. Most individuals are unaware of their true capacity. They've been conditioned to think small, set modest goals, and accept a limited view of what's realistic. But what if your potential is far greater than what you have been led to believe? Inside each person lies untapped creativity, productivity, and the ability to impact the world. Unfortunately, many never discover this capacity because they never push against their limits hard enough to uncover it. Discomfort should not signal you to stop. Instead, it often indicates that you are on the brink of a breakthrough. Challenging limits and beliefs, forcing yourself to level up, involves rejecting artificial limitations. It requires questioning your assumptions about what is possible and being willing to test boundaries rather than accepting them as fixed. I recall working with a company whose sales had plateaued for 3 years. The leadership team listed various obstacles: market saturation, competitive pressures, and unfavorable economic conditions as reasons for their stagnation. While these were legitimate factors, they viewed them as absolute limitations instead of challenges to be overcome. By forcing themselves to question these realities and seeking solutions, they uncovered opportunities they had overlooked and, within 18 months, doubled their sales. This principle is equally relevant to personal growth. What assumptions have you accepted that might be limiting beliefs in disguise? What if you were to challenge them, test them, and look beyond them? Finding your true aspirations. Another critical aspect of level up efforts is achieving clarity about what you truly want, not merely what others expect of you or what society dictates as success, but what genuinely matters to you. Without this clarity, you might end up climbing a ladder only to find it leaning against the wrong wall. Many individuals attain conventional success only to discover it doesn't bring the fulfillment they anticipated. They strive for goals that aren't genuinely theirs, resulting in a sense of emptiness in their achievements. The most powerful motivation comes from aligning your growth with your deepest values and true aspirations. When you are clear about what truly matters, your efforts to level up transcend mere discipline. They become an expression of your integrity and commitment to becoming who you are meant to be, celebrating progress and acknowledging achievements. However, the path will not always be smooth. The more meaningful your goals, the more significant the challenges you will encounter. Yet, when your journey aligns with your purpose, you will discover reserves of courage and perseverance you didn't know existed. That said, an often overlooked element of success and growth is the power of celebration, acknowledging your progress, not just your destination. Recognizing how far you've come can provide essential motivation. Many driven individuals focus so intently on their next challenge that they miss the joy of their journey. This proactive acknowledgement of accomplishments is not only a quality of life matter, it is also pragmatic because sustainable motivation requires reinforcement. To celebrate milestones, acknowledge your progress, and appreciate the person you are becoming, not just the person you aim to be. These moments of recognition and gratitude serve not as distractions from growth, but as fuel for your journey. Understanding nonlinear growth when discussing growth. It's important to recognize that it's not a linear process. There will be dramatic progress interspersed with plateaus that can feel stagnant. During these plateau phases, when effort does not seem to yield results, many people are tempted to quit. They misinterpret the lack of visible progress as failure. However, these plateaus are often a precursor to significant breakthroughs. Consider the process of heating water. The temperature steadily rises to 99 degrees Celsius, yet the water stays liquid. Nothing seems to change. despite continued application of heat. Yet with just one more degree, everything transforms, and the water turns to steam. Your growth plateaus can often mirror this unessential preparation for a transformation that will occur once conditions are optimal. Trusting the process, the key lies in perseverance, trusting the process and committing to maintain your growth. Disciplines even when you don't see immediate results. Those who succeed in the long run aren't necessarily the most talented or fortunate. They are the individuals who continue to push through adversity and remain steadfast during their plateaus. Implementing effective systems. Let's delve into practical measures. Specifically, the role of systems in facilitating your efforts to level up. Willpower is finite and motivation can fluctuate. In this context, systems, reliable processes that consistently guide you toward your goals become vital. They serve as a bridge between intention and outcome. Successful individuals do not solely rely on bursts of inspiration or heroic efforts. Instead, they construct systems that make beneficial actions inevitable. By structuring your environment, your schedule, and your habits in a way that naturally leads to growth, you create a pathway of least resistance to achieving your goals. For example, if you aim to improve your fitness, do not wait for motivation to strike every day. Establish a system, like working out in the morning, partnering with a fitness buddy for accountability, or preparing your gym clothes the night before. Make the healthy choice the easiest choice. If your goal is to enhance your learning, don't wait for inspiration. Set up a system. Read for 30 minutes before bed, listen to educational content during your commute, or join a group dedicated to discussing important ideas. By integrating learning into your routine, it becomes a natural and habitual part of your life, rather than a dependent action on fleeting motivation. Ultimately, forcing yourself to level up is about recognizing your potential, pushing against limits, aligning with your true aspirations, celebrating your progress, trusting the process, and establishing effective systems. Each of these elements contributes not only to your growth, but also to a more fulfilling, balanced life. Remember, the journey may be challenging, but the rewards of sustained effort and intentionality are immeasurable. Asterisk. Simplicity over complexity in growth systems. Asterisk. Forcing yourself to level up does not require intricate systems. In fact, the simpler your systems are, the more effective they are likely to be. The goal should be about effectiveness rather than sophistication. Focus on this crucial question: which system, no matter how basic, will reliably move you toward your goals? The importance of seeking help. Another dimension of growth involves the willingness to seek help. Many people, especially those who pride themselves on their independence, hesitate to ask for guidance. They often see seeking help as a sign of weakness rather than a sign of wisdom. This misconception can be a costly mistake. Significant growth rarely occurs in isolation. It typically requires the support of others, teachers, mentors, coaches, and peers who offer feedback and accountability. The most successful individuals tend to be those who are proactive in seeking guidance, eager to learn from the experiences of others, and open to perspectives that challenge their thinking. I once spoke with a successful executive who shared that whenever he entered a new field or faced a new challenge, he would seek out 5 mentors. Each mentor offered unique insights and perspectives, and he credited this practice as a key factor in his ability to thrive across various contexts. When you push yourself to level up, part of that push must include overcoming any reluctance to ask for help. Acknowledge what you don't know. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and be receptive to guidance. Contrary to what many may think, seeking help is a powerful accelerator of growth. Balancing speed and depths, sometimes leveling up requires slowing down. In our haste to achieve milestones, we often sacrifice depth for speed. Instead of mastering foundational principles, we rush to the next challenge before fully consolidating what we've learned. True mastery, the kind that unlocks extraordinary value and opens doors to exceptional opportunities, comes from a place of depth rather than breadth. It is about understanding principles, not just techniques. knowing not just what works, but why it works. Deep learning often includes periods where it may feel like you are not acquiring new skills, but instead deepening your understanding of existing knowledge. Don't confuse these moments with stagnation. They're critical for reaching levels of performance that remain hidden from those who are always in a hurry. The power of subtraction. Additionally, many individuals focused on progression overlook that. Sometimes leveling up means subtraction, eliminating commitments, activities, and even relationships that drain your energy or dilute your focus. Every yes to something important means saying no to many things that don't matter as much. Every investment of time and energy in growth necessitates diverting attention from something else. Be willing to evaluate honestly what needs to be cleared from your life to create space for what is most significant. This is not merely about achieving minimalist ideals. It is about being intentional. Everything that fills your life should align with your highest priorities and deepest values. Sometimes the most powerful way to force yourself to level up involves clearing away internal and external clutter that holds you back. The nature of growth. As we wrap up, it's crucial to revisit the phrase, force yourself to level up. While growth indeed requires a degree of force or readiness to push beyond comfort, overcome inertia, and persist through tough times, I do not want this force to be mistaken for harshness or punitive self-criticism. Sustainable growth does not arise from beating yourself into submission. It results from self-respect and genuine care for your development. Effective growth feels less like coercion and more like the firm guidance a loving parent provides a child insistent on what matters, yet stemming from a fundamental belief in potential and acceptance of one's humanity. As you push towards your goals, practice compassion for your imperfections and acknowledge that growth is rarely linear. Hold yourself to high standards, but also embrace your progress along the way, defining who you want to become ultimately. The decision to force yourself to level up is fundamentally about identifying who you want to become. It goes beyond mere achievements or acquisitions. It centers on transformation, becoming a person of greater capacity, wisdom, and contribution. Each day that you make the conscious choice to grow, you're not just altering your circumstances. You're transforming yourself into someone who sees more, understands more, can do more, and can give more. This journey of transformation is the true reward that comes from forcing yourself to level up. So, I challenge you, don't settle for less than you're capable of. Refuse to accept limitations, whether they are imposed by others or self-imposed. Force yourself to learn, to try new things, to persist through challenges, and to rise after setbacks. Not because you aren't enough as you are, but because there is so much more potential within you waiting to be unleashed. The world needs individuals willing to elevate themselves, to reject mediocrity, and to exemplify what is achievable when someone is fully committed to their own growth. Start today. Don't wait for ideal conditions or for comfort to find you. Transformation begins now. This is how you create a life filled with meaning, impact, and lasting fulfillment. Remember, this growth isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. Every day you choose discipline over comfort, focus over distraction, and action over fear. You're shaping the future version of you. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need anyone's permission. Power to change. Your life is already in your hands. So start now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, force yourself to level up, not because you're not good enough, but because you're capable of so much more. The world needs your best, and your best is yet to come. Let's go.